You are now listening to the Shane Edmonds Show.
How y'all doing this evening? Welcome to the Shane Edmonds Show, episode number 3.
Trace.
This is attempt number 2 at this episode. So let's just go ahead and do our intros. I'm Josh. Jayson, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, and I was very excited. I'm trying to stay pumped. We're still battling through our technical difficulties as amateurs at this, but we'll get through it.
Hey, it's a learning process. Let's throw it on over to Blake now.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm staying with y'all, but I'm not going to waste any time. Let's just dive right in.
Yeah, let's get into it.
It's Thursday, the 16th. Washington Redskins. More motherfucking drama.
Shit's hitting the fan tonight, boys.
Someone's going down, and they're going down fast and hard.
Oh, man. Dan Snyder's going to have to sell this team. That's the only way out of this mess he's gotten himself into. So we'll start off with the quick little story about what led up to Alex Smith kind of breaking his leg here. So apparently Jay Gruden had this side piece, and one of his tailbacks was also hooking up with said side piece, and Jay Gruden found out about it. And needless to say, he wasn't too pleased with it.
Petty little bitch.
So he decided to bench that player. I believe his name, Bibbs. I think that was who I saw was his
last name is Bibbs.
Yeah. Well, so he benched him. And the backup tailback missed the block that led to Alex Smith being hit blindside and breaking his leg, and probably almost cost him his life with the infection he got after he had the pins and rods and everything put in that leg.
Yeah, he was in the hospital for a long time there.
It was not pretty. Did you ever see a picture of the leg after surgery?
Yeah, I saw that little documentary they did on ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that'll make you sick.
Yeah, it will real quick.
Oh, God.
So that and that whole quick little story is just really the tip of the iceberg in all of this. Dan Snyder is supposedly heavy on the drugs, a little too heavy on the alcohol as well. Likes to get after it and have a good time.
I mean, when you make that much money, who doesn't?
Yeah, it's hard not to. That also leads into the fact that he was pimping out his cheerleaders to season ticket holders.
Say what?
Yeah, he was holding their passports from them in a foreign country as, I guess, a collateral.
As a way to force them to
do things.
Yeah.
With these.
How did he get the passports?
That's a good question. Who the hell knows?
How did he get the passports? Who sure just gives up their you don't have a job if you don't give me. The hell with that. You can go cheerlead for any other damn team.
I'm sure when you're...
Who can we call for more of an inside source here?
Chris Cooley, where you at, man? I'm sure when you're on a charter jet like that, things kind of run a little bit differently. I don't know. When you...
I'm sure they do.
I'll never be on a PJ, so it doesn't matter.
I never thought about charter jet, status, but...
So... Then he paid off the refs $2 million worth.
$2 million worth.
A season.
$2 million.
A season.
But we're going to sit here and blame the Pats?
Yeah. And then you have holding nude photo shoots with the Redskins cheerleaders.
With the cheerleaders. Who was nude?
I would go all of them.
Everybody. I mean, knowing that they're doing drugs and stuff, too. I mean, he's probably doing lines of coke off of some of their asses and having a good time.
Some Wolf of Wall Street type shit right here, y'all.
Good God.
All right.
I guess the man likes to party. What can you say?
I'm sitting here, my mind's going so many different directions with this. This can't be the only organization this happening with, the only team. I mean, people have talked about the Pats paying off the refs for years.
The Deflategate.
The Deflategate stuff. I mean, we all know that the Dallas Cowboys is the richest team in the
America's
NFL.
Team, baby.
Duck Phallus.
And you're going to say he's not paying off anybody?
Yeah, really. Jerry Jones, he
He's
just
not-
looks like a scumbag. I mean, shit.
I know what he's not paying for is to make himself look better because that sumbitch looks like he's 120.
He don't have to. He's got so much money.
Good God.
Oh, Lord. That man.
So they're pimping out the cheerleaders. That's
It's a and like I said, this all happened today, so we don't have all of the details at the moment. I haven't had a chance to even read the article. I skimmed it, got the key points, and that's what we're discussing here. But it seems like it's going to be pretty interesting with everything going on.
I mean, my thing is you go on Instagram these days, and it's just, I guess the thing to do is now if you're a woman is to just, put a little out. You get to go on these fancy yachts and trips and take all these amazing photos. So, but now, 15 women have accused them of this, and now it's like, let's take them down now. The fun is over.
the fun is over.
After they get to have all their fun,
Yeah.
they got sick of it eventually, and now they're ready to turn it in.
And a lot of people are saying now that the whole Redskins name change was so urgent now because Snyder was trying to cover this up coming out.
He was trying to create a bigger wave to make this one seem like a smaller wave.
Oh yeah,
I want to backtrack.
backtrack it up.
Beep, beep.
Here it comes. What season ticket holders were getting the cheerleaders pimped out to them? Like, is it just the elite? Was it anybody that was a season ticket holder? I mean, I feel like if the three of us were season ticket holders, I don't feel like we'd be offered these girls.
I doubt we would.
Heck no,
It's got to be these box owners, and
Elites.
stuff like yeah.
they're
it's
not.
It
Like,
makes me wonder,
the creme de la creme.
somebody from FedEx Corporation, because it is FedEx Field. Like, I'm very curious. I used to work at FedEx. I want to know, how deep is this?
You think Fred Smith was in on this? I don't.
I mean, that's the old rich fucker too. I mean, Fred Smith is. I mean, from what I know, I've never met Fred Smith, but Fred Smith is very, very. He's a good guy. He's very. That's probably one of the best companies to work for out there. Amazon, Google, or some others. As far as pay. Fred Smith is always taking care of his employees, but but that doesn't mean anything about when you get into that kind of stuff. Like, nice people, bad people, that sometimes when that stuff comes out, you're like, damn, I would have never known. I mean, you're sitting here like, did anybody know Dan Snyder was pimping out his cheerleaders? I mean,
yeah. Well, the thing is he was like so gung-ho on not change the name. I feel like a week ago, and then Monday, when they said they were like right before they said they were going to announce it, the minority owners were like, "We want out now.
Fred Smith is a minority owner. Him and it's a group of other bunch of people, but
and I think now they want out because they know what was coming out to the public.
yeah, yeah.
interesting.
It's
not to mention all the people that threatened to back out if you didn't. Nike, all these
yeah.
big
Nike had already
sponsorship.
taken all their stuff off their websites. I mean, they weren't selling any Redskins merchandise.
Walmarts and Targets,
Walmart,
and
Amazon,
anybody who was selling.
everybody who sells their merchandise basically said, "No, we're not going to sell it anymore unless you change your name."
Yeah, go hit up the Goodwill if you want some Redskins gear.
I've seen on Facebook some people already start. They're like, "Oh, I got a Redskins jersey.
$100.
Yeah, it's going to be really expensive." And I'm not a Redskins fan. I don't think that Redskins memorabilia will be that collectible. I don't think they are when they were the Redskins. But that's just me. It could be wrong. The price of these jerseys and different things could go through the air. I don't know. Helmets, cards, different things.
Yeah, I don't see how, but maybe key players, but that's about it.
Maybe some older key or when they were good era. Some individuals. I don't know, man. I mean, you see some things that you think would go up price when things get canceled out. Hey, don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's other things that you're like, why is that so damn expensive? Like a Pokemon card costing $1,200.
Jesus Christ.
What the hell? I don't know.
Yeah, I got no answer there. But let's go on and move into some more localer news. State of Virginia, Governor Northam, mask mandate as of Wednesday, I think it was, yesterday?
Tuesday is when he normally does his little
Tuesday the 14th.
deals.
So as I get it, you no longer can get like a medical exemption
That's
for
correct.
not wearing a mask.
That's correct. The new mask mandate is a forced, mandatory, actual mandate. He's taken away the quote-unquote medical exemption. So if you go into a store and a employee or owner or whatever it may be, manager says, "Hey, where's your mask?" You can't say well, you didn't have to acknowledge what medical condition you had, but you can say, "I got a medical condition," and they had to leave you alone. Now they can say, "We don't care.
You have to have it on.
You have to have it on if you want to be in here. You got to hightail it out of there." I don't know, man. What do y'all feel about that?
I don't agree with it. I don't even know where I'm going with this, to be honest with you. I just know I don't agree with it. And I know a lot of the national chains have kind of jumped on board with requiring this stuff. Like your Walmarts, your Targets, it's, you can't
Like, what do you think?
lost it.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of torn in between there. Josh lost his thought here. So
It's a hard topic.
I mean, for the longest time, I wasn't wearing one, and it's hard because I'm still so cross, like in between on this virus, on my beliefs on it.
Yeah.
But I did have an experience where we went to a business in Richmond, and they said you have to wear a mask, and I looked her dead in the eye and said, "I have medical condition."
I have a very similar story. And Josh was there.
Where was this at?
Ben and Jerry's.
No, I wasn't there for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in Williams. This was okay. This is we
This
went down to
this was
Williamsburg.
just you, your wife, and your stepdaughter.
My oldest daughter. Yeah, we went to Williamsburg down to the outlet mall there. Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say, where's a Ben and Jerry's in Richmond?
There's one in the outlet.
Well,
mall.
yeah, that's
little shop.
Yeah.
But I walk in and I'm just standing there. Everybody's standing there. I'm the only one without a mask. Whatever. Nobody asked me the whole damn mall. Nobody asked me about a mask. We go into Ben and Jerry's, and don't get me started on Ben and Jerry's. They're left. They believe in the left. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm standing there, and all of a sudden, the one went, "Sir, do you have a mask?" And I just shake my head no. And, "Sir, do you have a medical condition?" And I nod my head yes. And, okay, no big deal. That's the only time it happened to me. I'm sure that, where you were at, that was the only time that happened to you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I do agree that you shouldn't be forced to wear one, but it feels awkward being the only one not wearing one.
It does. It's almost like you're being slut shamed into wearing your mask.
And the worst is when someone comes and says something to you about it. Like, why aren't you wearing it? You must not care about your own family and this and that. And it's just like, look, one day you see that, a mask prevents it. And the next day it's, a mask doesn't do anything. And I'm just so cross between.
I saw one today that said that let's say you do have COVID, asymptomatic or not, you're wearing a mask. And, of course, this goes back to the early stages when they said that the virus could survive for a lengthy amount of time. The virus can, and the cloth mask that everybody's wearing, not N95s, not respirators,
A washable, reusable mask.
Made out of bed sheets, pillowcases, if you will, in my opinion.
Fabric from Walmart.
Yeah, just a general knitting fabric.
An old sweaty T-shirt.
Yeah, used pants, whatever you got. Your face shield,
a jock strap.
whatever, tube sock, whatever it's made out of. The virus can survive for 7 days on that mask. If you're not sanitizing it, if you're not putting it out in the sun, they say sun kills it. But if you're just wearing it all the time, and I've seen the studies, and now you're concentrating more and more. As you breathe more of the virus out, now you're breathing more of it back because it's growing inside of you every second of the day. You know what I mean? It's reproducing itself all the time. So you're just sitting there breathing in, out, in. The more you exhale, the more you're putting onto that cloth mask, and now the more you're breathing back in.
Yeah.
And you're doubling the amount of COVID inside of you. To me, that sounds, And that's where I draw, that's where I get, what, like you said, it's conflicting information every.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I'm so back and forth on it, but I did find out someone that I know close is in the hospital for COVID. So I do just want to say that I've been thinking about them and praying that they have a good recovery.
Of course, I think they got good at recovery.
No matter what I feel of it, if it is real, I still want them to recover fine.
Yeah. Oh, of course, naturally, anybody.
So,
I don't. One death is too many. I'll come out and say that. And since you're talking about opinions, I accept that this virus is real. I accept that it's very contagious. Look at the whole world. I don't accept the overhype that it's the doomsday kill-all virus. The flu is very, very freaking contagious.
Yeah.
But we don't shut down the world for it.
No, and everyone knows it's flu season. I mean, it goes around like wildfire.
Yeah. And to combat or to say, the flu, we got vaccines. I've never had a vaccine ever in my life.
Nor have I.
I've never had the flu.
Nor have I.
So let me knock on the wood, But let me go on a quick story here, if y'all don't mind. So
Send it.
I'm an anti-flu vaccine guy. Just because I've never had one, I've never got it. I think it's a crock of shit. But I stuck my foot in my mouth this past year. I convinced my wife to not vaccinate our children for the flu. And I'll be damned if 2 of the 3 didn't get the flu this past flu season. In January.
So right when COVID was making its way to the U.S.
And then they got better, within a week's time. And the other one, and one of the 2, come down with strep throat immediately after, and recover from the next thing you know, we're on lockdown for COVID-19. So in my household, it was rough.
I'm sure that
one after the other.
So I guess I could be in some denial.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are in denial. This is unbelievably, to take over the world. Let's just talk about that. We're not just talking about the United States, China, Italy, England. Australia, everywhere. I don't think there's a country that doesn't have a case of COVID-19 anymore. I saw some seriousness there. The hype that it's a deadly kill-all doomsday virus. I don't believe that. You look at the stats of every country. The survival rate is in the upper 90s. Each country's different because each country's taking different measures. But seriously, though.
All right. Since you keep saying doomsday, let's go back to episode 1 with the real.
We're going to have a follow-up here.
The real doomsday virus, the Black Plague. The one guy that tested positive. Fill me in.
Man, so you got a Mongolian guy who tested positive.
He was Mongolian in China, though, right? Wasn't he in China?
I believe so. Tested positive for the bubonic plague. Today I found out this man has passed away from the bubonic plague. Condolences to him, his family, the whole nine. I don't care if he's in a different country. I guess I'm really bad. Where the hell we talked about it. I know we did. And we're beating a dead horse. Where the hell did the bubonic plague come from?
Yeah, did we say there's like 600 cases a year or something like that?
630 a year is what I'd read on
something like that. But okay, so it's not like it's been eradicated, but
it's 600 a year for the whole world. That is
nothing. Slim
That's
to
nothing.
None. What is that like?
A
percent of a percent of a percent of a percent.
Basically,
repeating almost like pi.
So. What else about the Black Plague, though?
The Black Plague, some of you may have seen this, and I don't know if it was a slow news day. A squirrel tested positive for the bubonic plague in the United States.
Oh, my God. Well, that's like when all this COVID stuff first broke out. Didn't they have, like, tigers testing positive for COVID or some
not
shit?
COVID, coronavirus.
That bitch Carol Baskins, that's what that was.
Carol fucking Baskins.
Whacked them.
All of this is her fault, okay? Yeah. Well, COVID-19 is just a strand. Coronavirus is what runs through the animals. A coronavirus. The flu is a type of coronavirus. I could be
SARS
wrong.
is coronavirus.
That falls kind of under coronavirus.
It's a big umbrella.
Yeah, coronavirus is like the
stick.
Yeah. Then you got to break the different strains.
Yeah. But we got a black plague squirrel running around.
A black plague squirrel, and has it spread it to other squirrels? And is it transferable to humans?
That's what I want to know.
I mean, so is this squirrel bringing the plague to the U.S.? How did the squirrel in the U.S. get the plague?
Really? Like.
So I guess that's my next question: is how in the hell is the plague in the United States?
Was it transferred from human to squirrel? From squirrel to squirrel? From
is he a black
insect
squirrel
to
or a
squirrel?
gray squirrel?
We're gonna have another follow up on this for our listeners because I feel like out of those 600, how many in the U.S. test positive for the black?
I'm sure they're
plague?
scratching at their neck, like itching to know.
Oh God, not another virus. How will the small businesses survive with another lockdown? That's it. I mean, that's where we're at.
Slow news, but we're
It
here.
is slow.
We're here.
We're having a good time. That's all
I'm
that
not
matters.
afraid. People just take it somewhat serious. I think the shaming of people not wearing a mask is bullcrap. No shame. People are out there calling people selfish for not wearing a mask. I think it's selfish to tell people what to do. This is
I want to
America.
bring up this meme I saw. I think it was today. Maybe it was yesterday. Who knows? Anyway, I think it was one of the doctors on this COVID task force or whatever came out and said that if everybody wore a mask, we could eradicate this virus in 4 to 8 weeks. And I just find that so hard to believe. Yes.
Eradicate.
Why though? When
That's a
it
very
only
strong
takes
word.
14 days though to quarantine, why do I need to wear a mask for 4 to 8 weeks? That's my thing.
I guess my question. All right, so listeners, if you're on Netflix, if you have Netflix, there's a COVID-19 documentary.
Yeah,
Have you watched it?
You talked about it in episode 1.
Did I?
Yes.
Well, it talks about like smallpox. Smallpox took centuries to eradicate, to get rid of.
I mean, we can't eradicate the flu.
Well, no, but it's rapidly evolving. It's always evolving. But so how can we go in to say COVID-19 can be eradicated in 4 to 6 weeks when it took decades, hundreds of years to get rid of the smallpox? We still have STDs floating around, HIV, AIDS,
I mean, anything. You could take that and put it towards anything.
Look at the black plague.
Obviously, yeah, I was going to say, obviously the bubonic plague has not been eradicated, and that's been around for, good Lord, probably back to like
The
ancient
we said
Roman
1300,
Empire.
didn't we?
Yeah, it was like 1330s.
Yeah.
But we can probably trace it back to biblical times if we really wanted to.
I'm
How
sure.
you gonna tell me that COVID can be eradicated in 4 to 6 weeks? Get the hell out of here with that.
Sit
We're
the
better off
fuck
waiting
down.
for a damn vaccine. I'm sorry, don't sit here.
God, speaking of the vaccine,
Aren't they about to open up more trials?
I think so. Someone said, I heard someone say January 1 we'd have one, but I also heard they're going to put a tracker or some type of chip.
Oh yeah, the conspiracy part of it.
conspiracy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, why do they want to trace for COVID but don't want to trace for HIV back in the 80s and 90s? That's where I get into like, why this or why that? You could have done it with HIV if you really wanted to do that kind of stuff. Or you could, and maybe the technology wasn't around to put a little microchip in somebody's body back then. But what's the need for it now?
I mean, when you think about it, I mean, they if the government really wanted to track people, they could have started 10 years ago, whenever. Everybody, not everybody. You have your anti-vaxxers out there, but any vaccine you've gotten as a child coming up, they could have just started back then.
Smallpox.
Smallpox. But why is it now that people are just Like, the government hasn't been corrupt just recently. It's been corrupt for decades.
Yeah, JFK.
Centuries. I mean,
It's been corrupt since, the beginning of
Since
time.
Jump Street.
All of it. You know what I mean? Look at the Roman Empire days. Julius Caesar, all that. There's corruption and everything. There's bad apples. If it wasn't, I'm gonna throw it out there. If it wasn't for Eve, we wouldn't be in any of this situation. She's the one that ate the damn apple.
that bitch.
You know what I'm saying?
It's always a woman's fault.
Yeah. So, I mean, speaking about tracing and tracking, have you guys heard about the new coin shortage?
No, I actually haven't.
I have seen some stuff on Facebook about that.
So there is.
I heard someone say today, if they paid cash, he was like, we can only take exact change. If not, you have to use card.
I mean, I have seen those
Or you don't
signs
get
in
changed.
some places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you-
All right.
But
so
I didn't
there's
know that I didn't know there was a shortage.
Yeah. So there's a
I
coin.
thought they were just like, we don't want to have to hand money back.
No. So this was. I think this is this week kind of thing. There's a coin shortage going on, man, and there's some conspiracy theories behind that one. Some people think it to do it with the cash tender, to get rid of the paper and the coins, and go to a digital. So I mean, most of us on direct deposit. Most of us swipe a card. That's digital currency.
Yeah.
So some people think this is the push into digital American tender currency. I can't speak for any other country right now. But then those same conspiracy people, like, oh well, now they can track everything you do. So
Like they weren't already before.
Like, well, in a sense of like, so somebody who does odd jobs can't now go cut grass or install a light fixture or whatever for cash money.
As a 13-year-old kid, you can't go around cutting grass anymore to go buy a new Xbox game or whatever.
Not receive cash. I mean, you have to have a Venmo or a PayPal or a Cash App kind of situation.
But the other part of this that I look at is, what about these people that are out here that don't have bank accounts at all?
They're running with cash because they don't trust the banks.
Or
they don't want the bank, or they don't have a bank account because they got damn garnishments or something.
That drug money.
They don't have enough money in their bank account to keep from getting these fees that a lot of these big banks. You have to have a minimum amount.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, you're affecting your lower class citizen by taking away this cash option.
Yeah. And like I said, that's just the conspiracy side of it. The other conspiracy is the push into Bitcoin.
I thought that dropped off though.
That's still real.
Lord have mercy.
I think
Damn cryptocurrency.
I think one Bitcoin is close to $1 million right now.
What?
Yeah,
I've
it's up
never
there.
understood Bitcoin.
No, it's up there. I mean, it's but Bitcoin right now. I mean, we've talked about all this stuff. You're talking about sex trafficking. You're talking about, Dan Snyder pimping out his cheerleaders. I bet you a lot of that's paid in Bitcoin.
It's the currency of the dark web, I'm sure.
All right, hold on. If anyone listening has Bitcoin or looked into it, used it, please reach out to us.
Message us on Instagram,
Yes,
Facebook,
we need to know more.
Shane
We want to know
Edmonds
more.
Show at Gmail. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We want to know because we are not in the Bitcoin business.
Nah, I'm not even interested in it.
No,
I mean, like, I want to
wanna
know. I want to know what it's about, but I'm not interested in getting into it. I'm sorry. But people that believe in Bitcoin believe it's the currency of the world for the future. That this is, people talk about a world currency. The Bitcoin is it.
I saw a sign today, actually, at a store in Richmond that did say, you can get Bitcoin here or something like that. So
That's insane.
I am mind blown right now.
I just, like, what? Who'd walk by and like, oh, yeah, let me go get some Bitcoins.
But other than those two conspiracies we just laid out, the representative from the Treasury, basically, in a nutshell, the pandemic has severely cut the normal flow of coins in circulation through the stores and businesses, and that's due to the lack of hand-to-hand contact with exchanging of money, coins, dollars, whatever it may be. So that's, really it. And then, of course, everybody's been online ordering. curbside pickup from the restaurants to the grocery store to Target to Walmart's, anything is at an all-time high right now.
Yeah, and you just Apple Pay or whatever and click.
Yeah. Or pay for it online, you use your regular debit card, whatever, and and you go pick it up. So I think that's the real reason why. I don't know what else to say about that, really.
Yeah, I only heard about the coins shortage like late last week.
Yeah. I know one person, they found out the hard way when they couldn't get change somewhere. But it was only like 4 cents or something like that. But
not like $5 or nothing.
Okay. Yeah. But still, if you pay for something, you're supposed to get 82 cents back. 82 cents back is still. I want my damn 82 cents.
About to have to go put a ski mask on or something.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get my 82 cents. If a business though, they could just round up and give you the dollar back. Think about all this money the businesses are making by not giving the coins.
Mm-hmm.
82 cents, 4 cents, it don't matter. All that adds up at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Every transaction with 5 cents shorted that the company gets to keep.
That's a lot of money.
It adds up.
It's a lot of money.
It adds up for sure.
Who's on the losing end of that one? The consumer, as always. So that's really weird. I don't think that's going anywhere. I think if everything opens back up, people start using cash and coins again. Oh, well, the other side of that, the banks haven't been open.
Yeah, you can only go drive through.
For some people that still roll their coins and stuff, you can't get it into the bank. So people are sitting on.
That's true.
Yeah,
$400 worth of coins.
Someone said they declined it, and then I think I saw someone say like a lot of the the coin stars, what they're called, or something you see at your food lines, like were actually closed, like taped off and stuff. Which I don't know why, because they're taking the coins there, and then you just go take the ticket.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they don't want you using the touch screens and all that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably just COVID related.
A sanitary thing, because they don't because. Obviously, Coinstar owns that machine. Food Lion's not going to send their employees over there to clean it up after every use. No. It's wasting their employee times.
Yeah, they got the damn belt.
You got better things to be doing.
Yeah, they got to clean up the registers and all that.
All them shopping carts.
Touch screen, you pay with your card and all that.
The card terminals, everything.
Speaking about money.
I got a topic about money. If you're going to lift your freaking truck, do you not have enough money to lift the back end? Or is that just a fucking thing?
Why are you going to call me out like that? I love my Carolina squat.
Oh, God.
Just kidding, guys. I do not have a fucking Carolina squat on my truck.
I'm going to say I haven't seen that many around Virginia.
As soon as you cross the state line in North Carolina, they're fucking everywhere.
No, saw one today. It was a Tahoe. I'm like, what?
Not even a pickup.
I think Tennessee's the same way. I think they call it the Tennessee tuck or something out there.
I thought that was where you tuck your dick between your
legs. Yeah, it sounds like some Urban Dictionary.
Really,
no, for real. Why is that a thing?
I don't know, man. I mean,
that's worse than people riding with their seat all the way rolled back.
It's broke. People are broke. They can only afford half the lift.
But you got the tires and the wheels on the trucks. It ain't like it's just stock. Tires and wheels.
That's probably where they went broke. That's buying the tires and wheels.
Really? And they're putting in damn 30-inch rims on the truck now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm old school, guys. I like a little. Man, the smaller the wheel, the bigger the tire.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I like that old.
Give me a beefy tire. Yeah.
That's what I'm contemplating now. Should I get the 18s and go on 33s, or should I just put the 20s on there?
No, go with the 18.
And my
18s.
My cousin, he's like, no, man, always got to go bigger. When I go shopping, if I see the biggest Yeti, I want it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I want to see the tire. I want the tire.
Yeah, Carolina
when you get them rubber band wheels, man, them rubber band tires, you're right. That thing will be bouncing.
You're gonna feel everything too.
You gotta have a little comfort. You gotta have some tire there for comfort.
I just don't want to be driving down the road like I'm taking from the airplane, leaning back because my truck is squatted so damn low.
How do you even see the road if you're pointed towards the sky?
They got their seat tilted all the way down, so it's a sitting level, but low key they're.
Yeah, but what do they do with their headlights? The headlights shining in the trees all night, like a damn hunting for birds or something, owls at night. I don't know, man.
God.
Another thing about money. You heard the cities, there's cities out there asking for FEMA relief and bailout money to rebuild the cities from where the rioters have burned and destroyed the city. Y'all believe that? Believe that?
Minnesota got denied that, I think, or Minneapolis.
Minneapolis did get denied. FEMA.
What's the name?
Are riots still going on?
What's the Twin City name? Minneapolis.
Yeah.
St. Paul. That's it. Yeah, both those got denied.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You're not. You can't expect to burn and destroy your city and then other people to repay it.
Exactly.
I said this in the beginning, small or big. And that's the other thing is, like, even the small business owner, I heard a lot of people running around, well, they got insurance, they'll be all right. That doesn't mean insurance is going to cover it.
Yeah,
insurance has a lot of
clauses in there.
It don't work like that.
You know, like acts of terror and destruction are not covered for business insurance, for life insurance. I mean, automotive insurance. There's a lot of things. You know, all these buses, and even here in Richmond, buses, cars, stuff that was burned, businesses, they're not going to be covered. No. You're dumbasses. That's what you are. You've destroyed people's livelihood. You've taken everything. Their hopes, their dreams has been destroyed. Ferguson, Missouri still hasn't recovered from their riots. It's a shithole. So, anyways, enough of that.
Speaking of not recovering
and destroying livelihoods,
destroying lives and stuff. Me and Blake wanted to kind of get into this story we heard out of New York, where this tech CEO was found dead in his apartment, dismembered. The head cut from the torso, limbs cut from the torso. The torso was sitting in a bag right next to the power saw. The other extremities were in bags, but also strewn throughout this apartment complex, or throughout this apartment building. It's a crazy story. I didn't know if you wanted to get into it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like you never really hear about this type of shit anymore.
It's crazy. And, you know, they got video footage of the elevator. So the victim and then his assailant are getting in the elevator together. The victim kind of gives this, they obviously can't hear, but they can see his part of his facial expressions because they were both wearing masks. They can see this kind of puzzled look on his face. They continue their ride up the elevator. As soon as the victim walks off, you can see the assailant start attacking him, and then that's it. And then I guess the victim's cousin wanted police to go do a welfare check.
Yeah,
and
she hadn't heard from him.
That's when they found the body.
I thought she went and saw
it. It might have been her.
I think it was her. She hadn't heard nothing. She went and saw the body there.
Like I said,
blood
completely
everywhere.
Dismembered.
Electric saw. Like, what?
How do these
in
residents...
New York City, I feel like you hear about this in some podunk town to dispose of a body, but we're talking New York City.
And why just leave the body like that? Like, you're not even trying to hide it at that point.
I've got so many questions.
So do I.
So I think...
so the victim knew the assailant? I mean, they knew the assailant, the victim, they knew each other?
They knew each other. I just think that this guy, and he, I heard this story on the radio, and they were talking about how it could have been, he was a tech CEO, somebody who had a vendetta against him, and this could have been a hitman, or the man could have been carrying out his own hit, whatever it may be. That this was like a revenge thing.
Possible disgruntled former employee, maybe?
It could be. They, like I said, it's hard to do facial rec when you got a mask on.
That's wild.
But yeah, I wanted to touch base on this story because it blew my mind.
Why is the body still like
the guy was like from Bangladesh, I think.
Yeah, he
wasn't super old, nor
he was 33, I think I saw.
Yeah, and it was it was a tech company based out like Nigeria, like a cycle company or something weird.
Yeah,
but from a whole nother country than America.
Yeah, but he was
CEO
headquartered
for a year. Mm-hmm. I think is what it was.
Just some crazy stuff going on.
I feel like you just don't hear about shit like that.
No, the body was like starting to be packed away.
Yeah, they were put in like black trash bags.
What happened to where the murderer had to leave the scene and not clean up or not get rid of the tools and everything? I'm hoping that there's fingerprints on that power tool.
That's the other part of it is like, was it intentional? Was it a calling card? Was it like, y'all motherfuckers try and catch me?
Like a serial killer?
Ooh,
Possibly.
I'm not gonna lie. That kind of gets you just the thrill of it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm saying. I mean, and it's sad. It is sad.
Oh yeah,
Anybody that's
terribly
lost
sad.
a loved one to a serial killer, my condolences. But the stories of serial killers,
They're so interesting.
They're so interesting. They are.
You can get
And
wrapped
that's
up in
why
that
I'm
shit real easy.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, you leave it out. Like that's his MO. Like to leave the bags, the tool. Like,
And I think
are there others?
I might
Or
be
is this the
misquoting,
first?
but I believe the article also said there was no blood found on site. I could.
How do you cut a
I
body
could
and
be
there's
wrong.
no blood?
You drain it in the bathtub.
He.
I don't know.
We're definitely gonna have to get another follow up on this.
Yeah,
one.
That's
I'm gonna
definitely a
have to keep track
follow
of
up.
this.
Any listeners that have heard this story and know any more than we do, please share it with us.
I think from now on too, some of this stuff we'll start posting a link on the Facebook page, so then people can go and read more into it. Also,
Yeah, I'm so intrigued by this right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just so mind blown over the whole thing. Man, that's so wild. It's like Unsolved Mysteries is back on the
I've been
air on
watching that.
Netflix.
Have you been watching that?
I've been watching it.
Oh, it's
Haven't
so
watched
good.
it.
It's
Did
so
you watch
good.
the old stuff? Yeah,
No.
I never did. I never watched the old stuff, but I got caught up in the next Netflix stuff, and I'm loving it, man.
It's wild.
I think I streamed it's 6 episodes. I think I streamed 4 of them in one day. I was so caught up in it.
goodness gracious. I'll
Well,
check
the
it out.
very first one happened in Baltimore, which is
what 2.5 hours away.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a rock's throw from here. So just that gets you kind of sucked in a little bit more. But guys, I think this is a good point to kind of close up today. We've had a good episode, fun
Great
episode.
Yeah,
Great
After we got going from our technical difficulties, it kind of flowed a little bit better.
I really hope we're only going up, y'all. Please give us feedback. Please. I mean, the only way we know how to improve or talk about stuff you want to hear is feedback.
Yeah.
So hit us up on the Facebook machine, also on the Instagram, and like Blake said, just let us know how we're doing. We want to hear from you, and if you can rate us on whatever app you're using to stream our podcast.
Yeah.
Go rate us, give us 5 stars if you like us. That'll help us grow this thing to be bigger than we can imagine.
Yes, we will also. I'll make sure I'll provide all the new links on Facebook so you don't have to go through Podbean, because some people did tell me that was a pain in the ass, and we're sorry we were waiting for Apple to approve us. But we big time now, baby.
Yeah. I want to come in. I just want to thank everybody who has listened. Thank you. Anybody that continues to listen, thank you. Please share. Please tell your friends. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we're at 95 listens for episode 1. So, maybe we'll hit 195 for episode 2 and then 295.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Just listen to it. Share it. It's a good laugh.
We're trying to grow here, baby.
Heck yeah, man. So thank everybody. Thank anybody who's reached out to us, who has messaged us, who has responded to the post. I think coming up soon, you're going to start seeing us post some memes. You're going to start seeing us interact a little bit more on Facebook, on the Instagram.
We're putting out some content.
Yeah, we'll
Got
put
a
out
new
some
logo, maybe T-shirts or a sticker.
Yeah, thank
Ooh.
you to the person that made the logo.
Yes, good family friend. He did not want his name to be said, but
That's fine.
I highly appreciate
Well, then
that.
I'm not going to thank him. No, I'm just kidding.
Awesome,
Just kidding.
awesome
Oh,
artwork.
it's awesome.
you,
I
Ryan.
love it. It was perfect.
It looks so much better than Blake's clip art that he put together.
Tell you what, you just can't beat greatness.
You got to start somewhere, and starting at the bottom is the best place to be.
That's right.
Because you can only go
You can only
one
go
way.
up from there.
You can only go up.
Absolutely.
And like I say, once you make it to the very top, there's only one place to go after that.
God.
Just back down
Then
a little
you're-
bit.
then you're rolling downhill.
I'd like to stay in the middle. That way we can always grow.
Up or down.
Well, guess
Up or
what?
down.
I love doing this with you guys, but it's almost 10 o'clock, and I got to be up super early.
It's awesome. It's been awesome.
Thanks, everybody. We'll
Thank
catch
you,
you on the next
everybody.
one.
Closing
Thank
out
you.
with a little...